Hi guys, welcome back to the vlog. Well, actually this is not a vlog. Welcome to a life update chatty video. I've been meaning to do this for a while because I feel like a lot of my videos, especially for the last couple of weeks, I've been speaking in every single monthly plan with me about like getting back on track and stuff, and it's just happening really slowly. And I feel like my content is just feeling very like thought out, planned out, intentional, a little too curated for my liking. I did a Q&A around a month ago and I actually really enjoyed it. I feel like it was really nice for me personally to just like edit it very minimally. It really just honestly sit down and talk to you guys about things that have been on my mind, answering your guys' questions, and feeling a little bit more connected in a way that I feel like I don't do on my vlogs. I actually just uploaded a normal week in my life video that I feel like, even though it's not doing very well views wise, for my audience that does want a little less like intentionality and more just kind of like realistic, chatty, hang out together types of videos, then this is another one for you. I asked you guys on my community tab if you have any questions that you want me to update you on or answer in real time, because I'm filming this right now on Friday and you guys should be seeing this on Sunday morning if I can if I can do this well. I just want to sit down and talk to you guys about like kind of where I'm at, how life has been, not give you any vlog content, sorry. The whole theme of this video is really just life update, and I'm going to answer your guys' questions while also like updating you guys on what's been going on just in my life with myself personally, with myself in all different areas of who I am. And I feel like after putting together your guys' questions, I have it right here on my Rella. I have Rella literally right here on my laptop, all my notes and stuff. It seems like the two like main, I guess, topics, personal questions, and like I really want to address like the burnout that I feel like I've been going through, and my 9 to 5 and YouTube. I'm going to leave timestamps of all of the different topics that I'm going to talk about in the description box below, and make sure you guys check that out if you want to bounce around anywhere. And otherwise, I guess let's just go ahead and get started with chatting. I'm just sitting here at my coffee table. Very chill vibes today, so let's go ahead and get started. The first section is just giving you guys like an overall life update about the burnout and also answering your guys' personal questions. One of the questions that you guys had was, when you feel overwhelmed by all things you have going on, running, socializing, YouTube, work, etc., how do you recenter and get back to a mode where you can take care of everything you have going on, and how do you avoid burnout? I want to start with this question because truthfully, I am feeling burnt out. And I know I talked about this in my last Work to Live Diaries video with talking about like burnout with your hobbies and what happens when your hobby becomes a passion, becomes a pursuit of something like larger than the actual hobby itself. I'm definitely burnt out. I just am, not really with work or even really my YouTube channel. It's really with my hobbies. And this is like the first time I feel like I've ever really experienced something like that. And also, disclaimer for the rest of this video, I am not a perfect person at all. I'm not going to explain things 100% perfectly, but I'm just going to try my best to actually tell you guys like how I've been thinking, not saying that anything that I'm thinking is like right or wrong. It's just how I humanly am thinking these days about stuff. So yeah, I feel like I just have to disclaim that. I have been feeling burnt out with running basically all month ever since the speed project ended, and I do have that video still planned. It's going to go up at the end of the month. I just like need time, I think, to one, put together all of the clips because it's literally the most unorganized video I've ever filmed. I have like random clips on my phone, random clips on my camera, and it's just not a really good story. So I feel like I'm actually going to make it a sit down video where I talk about the experience but show you guys like little snippets of what I was able to get, because that experience broke me with my hobby of running. Feeling burnt out with your hobbies is just not a good feeling. And I feel like I was really good last year about being intentional to not burn out being a YouTuber and a creator and making YouTube videos twice a week while also working my full-time job. I was really good about that last year, and I think that truthfully I kind of came into 2024 a little bit too confident in myself, which sometimes you fake it until you make it, or sometimes you fake it until you're like, wait, I need to regroup on this. I burnt myself out with running. Training for something even larger than a marathon was just a little too much for me, and because of that I lost my momentum with learning Korean, which is another like hobby or kind of pursuit, which already I feel like is more uncomfortable than running, but I lost all of my motivation, I feel like, for anything not work related. So it's just really weird because I've never really been in a place like this before. I feel a good sense of peace with like my 9 to 5 job and my YouTube channel and everything, and I want to talk about that more later on. But when it comes to avoiding burnout, I feel like I was just shooting for the stars with kind of one too many things. So to answer your question, like when I'm feeling overwhelmed, how do I avoid the burnout? I truthfully don't know. Like I don't really think I have it all together right now, and I'm trying my best to ground myself with the things that do make me feel good, which includes my YouTube channel and just like being okay with my 9 to 5 job being pretty stable right now. And yeah, I feel like I'm just trying to recenter myself by taking it one day at a time, easing back into the things that I want to do outside of work, and also just kind of reminding myself and telling myself I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. I'm in control of my life. If I don't truthfully want to run right now, I don't have to. And so I feel like I'm trying to recenter, and I guess I'll just leave it at that. This is why I wanted to make this video, you guys. I feel like it seems like on my channel, if you just watch all of my like vlogs, which are pretty thought out and stuff and curated, like it's not fake, it's definitely my best version of myself that you're getting. I have like one video here and there where I'm talking about like the daily stresses, but it's also, I think, like a good version of myself where I'm getting that. So this video is really just to be a little bit more honest, a little bit more vulnerable, a little bit more like uncomfortable, to tell you guys that I'm like not my best self right now. 2024 is not the best year. 2023 was amazing, and I felt like I wanted to like keep going with that in 2024, but it's been really hard, and I think that's just life. You can never really actually plan out your actual life, no matter how much planning you do. So yeah, I'm just trying to take it day by day, and I think that's good enough. Okay, as a person who works from home, how do you convince yourself to leave your house to do basic things? For example, buy groceries instead of getting it delivered. I've been working from home for 3+ years, and I can hardly get myself to leave the house at all. It has gotten so bad that I've only leave the house 1 to 2 times a month. I don't really have a hard time leaving my house. Truthfully, I like always kind of want to leave my house, and especially with having a dog, I have to leave my house. So because I have a responsibility that requires me to leave my house, or my apartment, I feel like the act of walking my dog reignites why leaving my house is good, and just like feeling that fresh air or getting something done outside of the house. I'm just not someone that ever has liked feeling cooped up. So I don't know, I wish I could help, but I grouped these 2 questions together, the burnout and like only being able to leave your house 1 to 2 times a month. Then I feel like maybe they're related. Are you feeling burnt out in any way? And I feel like a lot of being burnt out is just truly being honest with yourself and assessing like, am I burnt out? Why don't I want to do this XYZ? And I feel like a lot of the times if we don't want to do something, or it's really hard for us to do something that usually shouldn't be hard, that's a huge sign of being burnt out. So again, if you're feeling like that at all, I would really just take it day by day. If you have someone to talk to your partner, or talk to a family member, or talk to your therapist, and really try to get to the bottom of like why you're feeling like you can't leave, or why you're feeling like you can't get the thing done that you usually can. But for me personally, I've never really had a problem with like convincing myself to leave the house. I kind of always want to leave, and I kind of have to with Beast. Do you have any tips with becoming more confident and getting out of a rut? I wonder if you have any stories you can share. I did make 2 videos, I think this month or last month, about getting out of a rut and starting over after getting out of a rut. So definitely check out those videos if you haven't already. I don't really have any stories about getting out of a rut personally, but when it comes to being more confident, I think that's something that I've been able to grow over time, just with kind of facing the realities of what it means to put my life out there on the public internet. It's definitely not easy, and I know in itself I'm so grateful to have the audience that I have. For the most part, I feel like 99.9% of you are so understanding, and I feel like you do kind of know me, even though I am putting my best self forward. I try my best to be as authentic to myself as possible, as if you were to meet me in real life or hang out with me and actually like sit down and have a chat with me, this is really how I would be. But there definitely is that truth of like, there's a little bit of a glare when I turn on the camera and record. It's like I know that I'm being recorded, and then I try not to get too much of my thoughts of like what I'm being perceived as, especially when I like edit my own videos and stuff too. So I feel like it can be pretty challenging, but I think in like embracing what that meant for me as someone who creates my own YouTube videos, I just knew I had to grow like thick skin and grow the confidence, and just know that like I believe in myself, and that if I'm gonna put myself out there on the internet, like I want to know who I am, and I don't have to know 100% of who I am, but I want to feel confident in knowing that I'm representing like myself in a positive light, or in like an authentic way. I don't really know how to say this. Again, I'm not saying this perfectly, but I feel like when it comes to confidence, a part of growing that confidence in yourself is knowing who you actually are, where you actually stand on what your character is, what is something that you really believe in. And I don't know, if I'm being honest, I'm actually pretty insecure and I'm wildly anxious. So I'm glad that you think that I'm confident. I feel like I'm a confident speaker, but just because that I'm a confident speaker doesn't mean that I'm like an overall confident person. I actually wouldn't say that I'm the most confident person. I am anxious attached. So that's my attachment style. I'm like constantly in fear that I've upset someone that I care about, or that someone's mad at me, and I'm like a giant people pleaser, because I just can't like sit still or like fathom or be comfortable knowing that I might be like displeasing someone. So I say all of that about being online and like knowing who I am, but also just kind of being honest with you too, that I may sound confident, but that doesn't mean I actually am confident. But I also think it's okay to not be the most confident person. Like, I know who I am, and when I like journal or when I like talk to someone really close to me or when I'm like having a really deep conversation with somebody, I feel like I know who I am. And I think that's why I'm able to communicate, I guess, like a presence of confidence, if you will. If you think that I am confident, if anyone here thinks I'm confident, I'm not in reality. And Thomas definitely sees that the most out of everyone. And I have close friends that like see that, I guess, like weakness in me, where there are areas of myself where I'm like highly anxious, highly always in my head and stuff. So I am rambling, but I don't have any stories about growing my confidence. I guess also with my experience in consulting and doing that for over 2 years, I think that like maybe that's why you think that I seem confident when I'm speaking to the camera, because a part of it is your presentation skills, I guess. Not presentation. I can't explain this well, but I'm gonna stop. I hope you know what I mean. What do you like to do for self-care? I would say my best thing that I like to do currently for self-care is reading. And right now, I'm going on long walks outside. And this actually addresses another question of like what other areas of health and fitness or like working out do you do right now? That is my biggest self-care thing right now, because since I'm not running, I don't really love to run right now. I'm doing a lot of walking on the treadmill with my Kindle, my page turner, and it's the best thing ever because reading for me feels like self-care. It's not really like getting my nails done, although you guys, my nails look so good. This is regular nail polish and it's been almost 2 weeks. It's called Dazzle Dry. I feel like for me, the first thing that I think of when I think of self-care is reading. So I've been trying to incorporate more reading into my daily life right now for the last couple of weeks since coming back from the speed project and figuring out my new workout routine. One of my days in my whole workout weekly split is just an incline walk with my Kindle and my page turner, enjoying a good book. So it's really nice. What are your thoughts on wedding culture? This is the last like personal question. What are your thoughts on wedding culture? How are you financially planning for this? I actually used to be huge on like your wedding must be a certain way or your engagement ring must be a certain way. When it comes to wedding culture, I have nothing for or against it. I'm pretty neutral. But I will say I'm not the person that has ever had like a Pinterest board on like what my perfect dream wedding would be like or what my perfect engagement ring would be like. But I do love weddings. I think if I were to have anything, it would be a wedding. But I'm not engaged, so I've just been saving up is I guess all I can say. Okay, those are all of the questions about like personal burnout. Next, we have the section about my 9-to-5 job and YouTube. And this is always the stuff that you guys are asking me the most about. This is my life update before I answer your questions. My life update with my 9-to-5 and my YouTube channel is that it feels like my weighted blanket, my 9-to-5 and my YouTube channel. Sorry guys, I am moving you because I want to finish filming this video, but my camera died, so I have it plugged in right now, and this is the setup for that. Well, you can still see my TV, as long as you can still see the vibes, it's fine. Like I said, my 9-to-5 and my YouTube channel, this is where I'm at currently with it. This is the answer to your first question of like, have you ever thought about making your YouTube your full-time job? I feel like that is the golden question that every YouTuber that has a 9-to-5 job is always asked. And I will just be honest with you guys, up until maybe the end of last year. Well, first off, let me just say, of course I have thought about it. It is in a way, I think everyone's dream job, especially for someone that truly enjoys the process of making videos, editing them, posting them, everything, filming them. Of course, it's like in a way a dream job. And I'll be honest that I think that up until the end of like last year, I did want it to be my full-time job. And I think there's like nothing wrong with admitting that. I guess I just know that that will never happen for me. And I know I should like never say never, but I just feel like I don't see myself making that risk to make YouTube my full-time job because of it feels like for literally the first time in my life, very truthfully, this is like an actual hobby of mine now. And it feels like something that I have control in, and it feels like something that just brings me joy and I like it. And because of my whole experience with what's going on with running, I would have never seen myself burning out from running or for losing the joy of running, but it kind of became feeling like a job, training for the speed project. And I don't want that to happen with my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is something that is just truly for me, something that I have for myself. If I have sponsors, then that's amazing, but I just feel like I can't be in a place to rely on AdSense and brand partnerships to pay for my bills. I just don't think I can do that, especially because I'm in a relationship where I really value, I think, our plan, and I need to be in a place truthfully to support Thomas more right now than me betting on myself. And that's the choice that I'm making because of the relationship that I'm in and the life that I want with my partner. So I am probably never gonna have YouTube full time. So unless I get like laid off from my job, which again, let's knock on some wood, I'm probably never gonna quit my job and do YouTube full time unless truly it's a place of being in between jobs. That's the only scenario where I see myself doing YouTube full time for the next like 10 years or something. Unless something very drastic happens in my life and I'm kind of like forced to decide, then that's like where I'm at. But I just feel so good about my YouTube channel being like my thing. And if the views don't happen a certain way, if the subs don't happen a certain way, if brand sponsors, I like don't hit my goal, whatever, with all of that, I just feel so much like peace with YouTube for the first time in my life. Again, it's literally for the first time in my life. And I think it's because I've kind of let go of this like secret pursuit where maybe I would want to do this instead of my job. Is it more fulfilling than my job? Yeah, absolutely. But that's where I think the value is in passion. But likewise, there's also a lot of value in having the stability of a 9-to-5 job. And I really love my job. I love the skills that I'm learning in operations. I love my boss. I love my coworkers. I love like what I actually do. Is it as fulfilling as my YouTube channel? No. But does it allow me to have my YouTube channel in the way that I want? Yes. And so I feel like kind of accepting that and finding peace with it and almost embracing that reality for me, it has left me feeling so good about my YouTube channel where I'll post twice a week and one video off a month. But in April, I did have to go like 2 weeks in a row of doing one video that week. And my old self, like even in 2023, I'd be like, that is not what I was supposed to do. Like one video down less is like not good of me. I just have such high expectations for myself in that way. So I think since like embracing this mindset of having YouTube really be my hobby, it's allowed me to be like, okay, if I didn't get the video done that day or that week because of whatever was happening with life, then I'll just get it done the next week. I know that I'm like consistent enough and being a YouTuber is in my routine just as much as my 9-to-5 is in my routine. Sorry, I've had to like say that 4 times. I'm stumbling over my words. If I miss a video like 2 weeks in a row, I'm just kind of like at the point where I'm like, whatever, this is like my hobby and I don't want to like be so hard on myself for things anymore because look at where that's gotten me with running, I guess. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I feel really good about my 9-to-5 and my YouTube channel. And I also want to address something that's been on my mind about like the relatability of being a YouTuber. I hate using that term, but someone that does create lifestyle videos about myself twice a week on YouTube. There's this whole concept, and I feel like I've had multiple conversations with people in my life and even like with you guys online about the relatability of a YouTuber working a 9-to-5 job. And I used to be very strict on like, it's not really that relatable because it's like 2 full-time jobs. Well, the reality is a lot of people have 2 full-time jobs. But I think that when it comes to being like relatable as a creator, I just want to be really, really clear that I am not trying to fit someone else's mold of what relatability is for them, because every single human is so different. Every person is so different. Everyone will relate to different parts of each other and themselves with me. So if I were to try to seek some sort of general definition of what relatability is, I feel like I'm not doing my YouTube channel for myself. I feel like what I know to be true about my YouTube is that someone out there, whoever it is, can relate to one aspect of what I talk about online. I'm just trying to impact someone else in a positive way. I'm trying to inspire them to have more work-life balance. If they can relate to me in one way, maybe you don't run, maybe you don't have a second side hustle, maybe you don't like to read. I guess like take from me what you can relate with, but I can't probably relate to you in every single way. Otherwise we'd be the same exact person. And then what impact would I have on you if we were the same person? So for the relatability of someone that has a job and makes YouTube videos twice a week, I just want to say that like my content will be what I choose to share, and I want to feel empowered to share what I want because it's what I'm passionate about or it's what I want to talk about, not because I'm trying to fit some one individual's mold of what is relatable to them. And yeah, that's my life update on that. I feel like I've been thinking a lot like the last like month or so about like the relatability of being a content creator with a job. But hopefully if you do have a corporate job, you can relate to me on that. But I'm sure that a lot of you who are watching me don't have a corporate job too, and I think that's totally okay. I hope that in the end we can just be friends and we don't have to be the same. If you could start again, is there a different career path you would consider going down? Not really. I feel like I've changed industries 3 times with my job, so it's kind of hard to say like what I would have done. I think that the point is that I'm learning something, and have I found something else that I would consider pursuing when it comes to my like professional career? Not really, but I'm okay with that. Like like I said, I feel just like very content with my job right now. And I do feel like it fits pretty well with my personality. Like operations is very project management based, a lot of staffing, a lot of KPI management and defining, like revenue tracking, all that stuff. I really like it. So how have you been balancing vlogging with life off camera lately? What has been working for you, making you feel like not everything needs to be filmed? I think this is a really interesting question. To be honest, that's why I plan out my content, because I want to know when I want to pick up the camera. So especially if I'm like talking about something during the week for Work to Live Diaries, for example, then I kind of know what to talk about, and then I know when I feel like something doesn't apply to the video. And it's only very recently when I filmed A Week in My Life where I just picked up the camera literally whenever I felt like speaking. I think that not everything has to be filmed, otherwise we would have like, you know, hundreds of hours of footage to go through every single week. But just kind of knowing that more or less for a vlog, if I can get to around like maybe an hour to 2 hours of me recording things in my life, then hopefully it'll tell a pretty good story and make for a good video. So I feel like that helps me know when I don't need to pick up the camera and hit record, because also I've been finding that with every like year older I turn, I'm turning 28 this year, and you know, I'm thinking about like the rest of my life and other people who will be around for the rest of my life. I've been finding that I want to be more private. So there's also that aspect too of being online. I feel like I could never see myself really only being online, because you just kind of, especially with lifestyle creators, I feel like you strip a sense of your own privacy. And I have just been feeling lately that I want to be more private than more transparent, and I think that's okay too. You have to like protect your peace, you know? So yeah. How many hours a day or a week do you work on content creation? And then your tips on how to juggle your work with content creation. I've talked about this in my last Q&A, I think, and I said this earlier in the video, but you really have to fit content creation in your daily life, and like you have to put it in your routine. So I have a 9-to-5 job, and I know that my YouTube is like ultimately my hobby, so I'm trying to be nicer for when like there's more life events and stuff that get in the way. But other than that, I feel like me working on my YouTube channel is another just daily thing that I do before and after work, sometimes during my lunch break, and I don't know, I like love it. So yeah, I think that's like my main tip on how to juggle work and content creation. It's just you have to be willing, or you have to want to be able to put content creation in your actual daily routine. Also, you don't have to post that frequently if you feel like that's not possible. Tell yourself you'll post content creation, maybe like a monthly vlog once a month, and I think that's totally good enough. That's just, I feel like I've just ingrained in myself that like 2 times a week is like a standard for myself, but that's totally not the case for everybody. And then how many hours a week do I work on content creation? I really don't know. I've actually thought about making this a separate video where I like actually time-stamped how much time I'm putting into YouTube, like filming, editing, description box, admin every week, but that's too hard. I feel like on average, my best guess for how many hours I put into my YouTube channel a week is maybe like 30. So it's not exactly a full-time job, because I'm trying to have life outside of both of my jobs, maybe in between 25 and 30 hours a week. Okay, this is gonna be the last question. Now that you're a few years into posting on YouTube, has it gotten easier to manage posting videos and keeping up with everything else in life, like health, your full-time job, and being a good friend and partner? I feel like this is actually a pretty like all-encompassing question to end on, because hopefully in a way, if you've been watching this whole video of me rambling for so long, I have kind of answered this question. But all in all, I've just been feeling a lot more peace lately when it comes to my YouTube channel, because I really want to feel like I'm content with my jobs. And I do want to feel like it has been getting easier to manage it, because I'm not as strict with myself, and I don't have such like harsh expectations of myself when it comes to being a creator and a corporate person full time. I'm just trying my best to keep up, but that's also just in response to me burning out from like a huge hobby that I've been loving for the last year. So I'm just trying to like take it easy and figure things out day by day. I don't really have it all figured out right now, but has it gotten easier since I started my channel? Absolutely. I remember, let me end this video on this. I'm gonna just go through overall what each year of my YouTube channel has been like for me, just in an experience. I started my YouTube channel at the end of 2020 when I turned 24, and I was like, I'm gonna make this like my full-time thing one day, and I'm gonna go all in, and I'm gonna try my best to grow as best as I can. And I got to 1,000 subscribers in 6 months, and I was like, oh my God, I think I'm really good at this. This is the first time that I feel like I'm really good at something when it comes to making money or earning some sort of money in my life. And I really see a purpose with my YouTube channel. So therefore, I want to make it my job. And so 2021, I was pretty immature. and I was not planning out my videos. I was doing a lot of work content. I was burned out so bad. And I was also going through so many personal things with all of my friends like moving away. I was really not in a good place. 2021 and 2022, I was just trying my absolute best to make it by and prioritize being consistent over anything. And because of that, I don't really think it ever got easy because I was like not setting myself up for success. I was not planning out literally anything. And so in 2023, when I started actually planning out my content, figuring out mentally, when am I going to film? What am I going to talk about if I film? How do I make sure I'm not like an absolute mess on my channel? It definitely got easier in 2023, I think. So like 2.5 years into having my channel is when it felt like it was starting to get easier because I had to be intentional about setting up my content. And so ultimately in 2024, thinking just about my YouTube channel, I feel like it is as easy as it can be because I spent the whole year of 2023 figuring out how to plan out my content. And now in 2024, I've like released this expectation that maybe it will be a job. I just know that it's probably never going to be a job, at least for the next like 10 years. And so kind of accepting that makes me feel safe about my YouTube. And then also in 2023 is when I started to introduce running and reading into my life, things like outside of my YouTube channel and outside of my job that were new to me and things that I wanted to spend time on. I fell in love with reading, fell in love with running in 2023. And so in 2024, I was like, okay, my YouTube channel is not like the only thing outside of work anymore. I have other things. And Thomas, who's my partner, he's always been someone that's just been so understanding of anything I want to do. He's like never let me not do something I want to do. And he has his own pursuits and ambitions with becoming a doctor and physician one day. So we've always kind of like worked hand in hand in that way. And I feel like, and so yeah, it's been really nice. I think that 2024 is the year that it has felt the easiest because I burned out from a different hobby, but it's like forced me to kind of like reevaluate what I actually want with my life and what the end goal is of all these things that I'm putting my time into. And so I think because of that, 3.5 to 4 years later, after starting my YouTube channel, I feel good. I feel really good. Okay, well, that's the end of this video. Oh God, I have no idea how long this video is, what I'm gonna keep from it. And I feel like I actually just rambled about a load of nothingness, and I hope that's okay with you guys if you watched this video, if I choose to upload it. Really not like a typical video that I usually do, but I just wanted to be really unfiltered in this, and I hope you guys are feeling the chill vibes of this video too. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this. For anyone that is watching, I would love just a comment of a heart emoji because I would love your support, and I would love to know like who's watching these videos of me like really kind of getting more vulnerable and sharing more personal things and thoughts. So let me know if you're here, and I will see you guys in a new video very soon. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. I post new videos twice a week in 2024. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video, but until then, miss you already.